All right, you're now live. That's what it says. Hopefully it's true. So,
Hey guys.
how's it going?
It's going good. How about you guys?
Good. On behalf of Art the Clown Appreciation Society, thank you both for joining us tonight, Friday the 13th. So exciting. What could go wrong?
Thank you for having us.
Right? 2020, Friday the 13th, nothing can go wrong.
We could crash. The whole system could crash.
Yeah.
We could just have nothing.
Oh, no.
Or it'll probably just work. One or the other.
Well, we were on at least. We were on.
Right. But yeah, thanks again. You guys have all been so good to us. All the people, the actors and producers and directors and everybody that's come on has been so gracious to us. So we really appreciate the time. And I know that all the members are super excited to get their questions asked. So thanks again.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. No worries. All right. So I guess I'll kick it off. So, the question that's been on everybody's mind is, when will Terrifier 2 be released?
Well, it's Friday the 13th, so I have really bad news.
I like it.
I think we're all wondering that, actually.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No.
Pins
Matt,
and needles.
do you know?
No, I don't. I do not.
And if he did, he wouldn't tell, right?
I know. I think we could get
Probably
shot
not.
for telling.
Yeah, I think by now we know that it's supposed to be the first of the year. So not the first of the year, but the January, February, March. The early on in the year, right? We'll just go with that. So just keep them coming back until then.
Really sure Damien will tell us when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll know. Maybe not. I don't know. Who knows?
Did Damien tell you guys anything about? I didn't happen to watch it. How it's going to be released. Did he have any teaser on that? Like whether it's streaming or obviously it's not going to be in a theater.
Right.
But,
yeah.
Did he have any idea?
He didn't talk specifically about it. I know that they were looking at a couple of different options, almost like an option that was discussed was like a tour almost, right? Was that right, Carrie?
Oh,
like
yeah.
Cool.
Kind of like a
release something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that kind of the first time around.
Yeah.
As well, I feel like.
So that'll be fun for sure. Once we can all, see each other and whatever, that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Be worth it.
All right, next question. What have you guys been doing during the quarantine?
You want to go, Samantha?
You want to go first, Matt?
I'll just say I haven't been doing much. I try to pay my bills by driving an Uber, and I took, myself off the road while we could collect unemployment. Now I'm back on the road, and things are slow. And man, I could safely say that all those things I wanted to do to improve myself as a person, I have not done. Exercise, writing, creative pursuits, whatever.
Oh, you're
it's
gonna
all.
eat me.
Yeah, no, I will. Except I've watched a lot of good TV.
There you go.
A lot, and it's all been really good.
There you go.
You learned French and did her squats. Come on, you guys.
I know.
I literally have been learning French and doing squats.
Have you? You taking the Puya? You taking the Puya class? All right.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
For the first 60, I actually know this because I was journaling every day, because I was in a tiny apartment in Manhattan, and when it was all crazy and we didn't know what was going on, I didn't feel well in the beginning, but it probably was just exhaustion, not like actually being sick. But I stayed in. So I think I left my apartment like twice in the first 60 days. And I feel like the only way to keep yourself sane is like daily rituals. So like I decided for the first time in my lifetime to meditate, to read, to write, to do all the things that are like self-improvement. And now I got a solid practice.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, fuck you, but whatever.
You're gonna fucking hate me.
I mean, people want to be overachievers. That's cool.
240 something days I'm on French right now in a row.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. You'll be ready for the real world when it comes back.
I don't know if any of it is of use, but it's definitely helped me stay sane.
That's all that matters.
Good for you.
Do you guys have any other kind of, projects that you're either eyeing or working on or thinking about, or, as far as TV, movies, anything like that, plays, I know obviously Broadway is shut down, but, anything like that?
I really don't. I really, I didn't do it these first 6 months, but I am kind of trying to maybe take advantage to reinvent myself a little bit. And part of that is going to have to be something I've wanted to do for a long time, which a lot of actors do. I think based off Samantha's Instagram page, you might do this, which is create your own material.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got too many ideas that are sort of like good but half-assed, and I don't know where to begin. But that's like the only thing that's on my radar right now. I am, I don't. The one thing I want to do is start taking some acting classes because I've been so out of practice, and I just don't want to bother doing it as long as it's in the Zoom universe.
Right.
I want to do it live.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of, thinking about that. There's nothing specific in the offing for me at the moment, which to me, I'm actually, somewhat excited about it because I think that it's going to be a weird couple of years in this industry, but I also think that it's going to probably explode at some point.
Yeah.
I have no idea when, and I hope to ride that wave.
Yeah.
Just kind of the idea. So I actually am working on very half-assed, but a little bit on a new reel. My website's only half done. I need to kind of do that stuff, hopefully to have it geared up for 2021.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at.
That's cool. I think, like you said, I think there's going to be like pent up demand, right, for entertainment and people just wanting to be. Yeah.
It's also hard acting. It's you can't go into rooms, you can't audition. Everything's like via video, and a lot of productions are being stalled left and right. I mean, it's like, but it's good because it kind of helps you to like step back and kind of reassess and get all the things that you needed to get done, the reel, the website, kind of like, So I think it's like that is just as valuable as even stepping into rooms. But
sure.
Yeah. I wasn't doing, I have a weird thing. I'm now directing. So I'm not like, I'm still acting, still an actor.
Yep.
But about a year ago, I made the switch, and I have representation. So I've been working on that. My stuff kind of shut down too. I was about to do a job before the pandemic, and then that kind of, everything got halted. So I was writing, and then I just wrapped like 2 projects. So I'm in post on that, and then it's just now everything's closing kind of down again. So it's just back to the drawing boards. But yeah.
Yeah, we chatted about that because we come from similar types of environments and worlds. And so I know that, because I've obviously come from that advertising background, and I know that I've used Style War and Smuggler before, which we had this discussion real quick, but I know that a lot of my, colleagues that I still work with in the general advertising business, it's similar, right? So, all these broadcast producers and all these production companies and stuff like that are like, they're trying to put together like COVID friendly production teams. And everything's small. They are.
It's weird. We were all worried. We're like, now that we're back to work, is it going to shut down again? But the protocols that they have in the jobs that they have the money for, and so we're talking bigger budgets. I was on 2 sets this past week. It's actually like you can't walk on set unless you have a negative test result, and you're getting test results every like 3 days. Tests and you have a COVID compliance officer with this, and you have like zones, where you can't go in certain zones if you don't have a certain. So they think it may stay open. It's just like I said with acting and like smaller productions, you have to be more careful. And
but I think it forces you. I know in that end of the business, it definitely probably forces you to be more creative, right? Because you have limited resources that you didn't have in the past, right? So.
Oh yeah, I mean, in the beginning, I worked on a thing just for a lot of stuff I do is in the social justice PSA world, and you can't go out because you don't want to put people at risk, and you don't have money, and so you have to figure out how to recontextualize ideas, to try to help people, and it kind of forces you, and then you realize, wow, there are other avenues to do the work. Yeah,
for sure.
All right. This one's for both of you. How did you get involved in Terrifier?
You want to go first, or
Sure.
I'll go?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Gino Caffarelli, who was one of the actors who was in the horrific pizza scene. He and I did when I first came out of acting school, he put me in a spec film as an actress, and then I guess when Damien was looking for actresses, he recommended me, and then I self-taped.
Nice.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I actually auditioned, and yeah, I auditioned, and I could tell it was going to be a cool part, and Damien was very enthusiastic. And I'm not a pushy actor, which is a bit of a problem, but I was pretty on top of him about it, actually. For some reason, I had a good feeling. And I was emailing him. He didn't tell me for months, for however that worked. And I emailed him several times. And he sort of was hedging his bets a little bit. Yeah. And then eventually he said, yeah, you're in. So, yeah, I just did an audition.
It's great.
Yeah, he made me work for it. Yeah.
It worked out. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah, and it was him and George, the DP, and Phil. We're in the room.
Phil. Yeah.
Which I was like, I don't know, these guys seem chill.
Yeah.
I want to work with these guys.
Yeah. Well, look at that. It worked out. And we're all glad it did. So
yes.
All right, so we're gonna get some questions from the members. So this first one is from Nicholas Vokes, and his question is, what got them into acting? And also, if they have any favorite horror movies they like to watch, or horror or movies. I'm sorry, it says horror or movies they like to watch.
I always wanted to be an actor. I can't remember not wanting it. So
awesome.
yeah, it's a little weird like that. Yeah, I can't really say like it was always where I was going, always. In a way, I kind of wish not, because I might have tried to explore other things, but like it was the only thing I really wanted to do. In part, I think, I'll be honest with you, I thought you could be lazy. When I was younger, I
you're
thought,
wrong, yeah.
You know, but I was like, it's not like a real job. I have a fairly famous cousin, a guy named Tate Donovan. You ever heard of him? He's been in a lot of stuff. He's never been that successful, but that also made me think it was easy. You know, like, he went to LA and he was working like right away. Right. I was like, oh. So the reality hit me in the face hard, but yeah, I always wanted to do it. And I don't know. This is the funny thing I like to tell Terrifier people. I'm not a big horror guy. I'm not, I'm just a hired gun. I'm just an actor who showed up for this movie that ended up being cool. I love movies though, and I wouldn't know where to begin with what I watch. I watch everything. Not horror that much, but I do watch everything. I mean, I think, I've always appreciated horror. I'm trying to think. I mean, Jacob's Ladder is honestly the thing that scared the bejesus out of me.
Scary movie.
And it always sticks with me. And in terms of like my favorite movies to watch, I actually rewatched a movie that really did not live up to what it was like when I was a kid, just about a couple weeks ago. It's called Once Upon a Time in America, by Sergio Leone, who did all the spaghetti westerns with Clint Eastwood. And it's an epic, cool movie, but it was a big bomb. And when I was younger, I never understood why. And then I rewatched it, and I was like, oh, now I see why it was a bomb. But it's still a pretty...
That.
Huh?
I have to rewatch that.
Yeah, I think, well, I'll say there's some pretty gruesome scenes in it that are very long. Not unlike Terrifier, but it's not Terrifier. So that, for one, I think was probably a big turnoff to 1980s audiences when it came out. But aside from that, it's just a little theatrical. It was really interesting to rewatch it. I still love it. I still loved it, but it all made more sense upon reviewing. But that gives you an idea of the kind of movies I love. I don't know, maybe masculine movies that are kind of badass but not just action movies. I needed to have like substance and I don't know. That's a good gives you a good idea, the kind of stuff I love.
Yeah, that's good.
You had one of the coolest deaths in the movie. Getting your face smashed in.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah, that is pretty cool.
Keep your head? Like Michael Levy. Did you get to keep your head at the end? Like Michael Levy got to keep his head?
Did he?
No, definitely not. I wasn't there for then when they shot that. I think when they actually stomped it. You know, I was there when they were fake kicking me.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember because you and I shot that whole.
That's
the one day. Yeah, that's the one day, 1 or 2 days we worked together. We only worked together 2 days or something like that. And like we shot that whole sequence that you see us do. I feel like in the same night.
Oh, did you really? Wow.
I think we did.
I think we did. And I would say this though, that like one of the funnier things was getting the cast for that. It was like that was when I wasn't totally sure what I was getting involved in. I'm taking the Staten Island ferry and then the Staten Island rail.
The same experience.
Yeah, and you go to this strange house that Phil's like repainting and half renting out or something, and Damien was doing all his effects work in it.
Was he the only one who was there when you went?
No, the Phil's son I think was upstairs painting.
Well, I went to Staten Island by myself, and Puyo was supposed to be there. And I got there and no one was there, and Damien's like, "She's not here. Come on in." And I was like, but it was weird. I remember that.
Yeah, and they're doing the cast in my head right there, and I'm like, I don't know. Cast seems good, but I don't know what this movie's gonna be like now.
God. But I thought that was the horror movie. I was like, that's definitely. This is when I get murdered.
Yeah, this is how it ends. How about you, Samantha? What kind of got you into acting, and what kind of movies do you like to watch?
I think long story short was I think like Matt said, I've always kind of was drawn to it. I went to like theater camp when I was younger just for the summer, but I never really like fully pursued it. And then I went to college for business, and then I did a summer program in New York called at William Esper program, and then I kind of just like I was like, holy crap, like this is acting and this is like transformative. And then I just had a conversation with my dad. My dad was like, well, if you're going to do it, you got to go do it fully. So go to school. So I did like a 2-year conservatory. And that's when I realized, okay, it's not going to be easy and it's going to be a lot of sacrifices, but you can at least there's a path. You just got to figure it out kind of as you go and put a lot of work into it. So it was always there, but I didn't think it was even a possibility.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of thought it was like just like a fun thing that I felt alive doing. Like Matt, I'm not really a huge horror fan, which I say that, and it's not. And I mean that meaning like I don't have like a lot of the trinkets, but I've always watched horror films because I like to be terrified, but I can't do it alone because I have a really active imagination. So I spend a lot of time alone, so I don't watch a lot of horror films. But there was a period of time where I loved Scream. Like I know what you did last summer, like those. I like the psychological ones. You know, I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Like I've seen a lot. But yeah, they scare the shit out of me. And I'm the same. I'm a film fanatic, so I go all the way back to like the 40s, the 50s. A lot of foreign films. I've watched a ton during COVID. So, but yeah, I do like horror. I just, I'm not really into like the you know,
gore.
Like like that's like I don't think I've ever watched Terrifier all the way through, like without having my hands not in front of my eyes.
Funny.
But I've seen it. We sat in a movie theater and watched it, but you know, I'm like this the whole time.
That's funny.
So
Yeah. I went to 2 screenings of it with my wife, and after the second one, she was
like, "Not so much." Yeah.
Good for her for going with you, though.
Yeah. No, she had fun, but yeah.
Were you at the Lincoln Center?
I was at the Lincoln Center one. Yeah.
Yeah, I went and I decided to invite my whole family and all my friends. So it was like a whole row of us, but my family sat behind me. It was like my dad, my two brothers. Or was I don't remember if it's my brothers or my mom. But like I turn around and all of them are like legs open like this and just staring. Like it was like as if they were challenging themselves to like watch the whole thing. And I was just like, what am I doing?
That's really funny.
Sure.
It's so weird.
What's he doing to your face?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. My dad's like, what are you, an idiot? It says keep out. There's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like, I raised you to be smarter than that.
Yeah. Leave.
Literally.
Actually, I kind of remember at that panel, did you bring up the fact that you run back inside at that Lincoln Center panel?
Probably. I don't remember. I think I blacked out during that too because I was like, panel, weird.
I feel like you mentioned it and they just talked right past that. I was like, oh.
Probably. Yeah.
It's a fair question.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
All right. Next question is from Jeffrey Mills. Wait, did I do the last one, Sean? I can't remember.
Yeah, you're up. Yeah.
Okay. This is from Jeffrey Mills. What was the most terrifying aspect of Terrifier? This question is for both Samantha and Matthew. The most terrifying aspect.
Like production, or it could be any time working in the.
I guess any time.
I think, well, it was the head cast for me. I legit was going to Staten Island. I texted my friend and I said, I've never met this guy. His name's Damien. And he was about to do a head cast. Supposedly the actress hasn't showed up. And I'm about to go in. Here's my like address. Damien ended up being the most amazing human being. And then Puya ended up showing up. But that was, I think, scary. The movie itself, like, I mean, you guys have had like everyone on. Everyone's so awesome and fun and kind, and we were like having a lot of fun when making it, at least for me. So that was, the production wasn't terrifying. It was more
everybody said it was
the preparation, but
it was a nice and fun set. Samantha, were you at the first location at all? The one in Jersey?
Yeah, well, yeah, the one in Jersey.
You were, which was a freaking weird place. And I always tell people,
not weirder than Seaview. Seaview was haunted.
Oh, I didn't go to Seaview.
Is that where the catacombs were?
Yeah, we were in Seaview. We were in
Seaview. No,
that's
that's in Staten Island. That's Seaview, right? The mental
Seaview,
hospital or whatever.
You were just like
that place was weird, but that place was a mental institution, right?
I think it was
at
also
one point.
I don't know if it was a mental institution. It might have been, but I think it was also the first place to ever like find something for tuberculosis. I think it might have been the vaccine for tuberculosis.
Oh, okay.
So half of the building was like active, and another half felt like it was a complete, like everything you were seeing was the actual. Ironically, in the scenes, where it was the actual place. There was no set design.
I mean, so same thing for the first. Sorry, same thing for the first location. There's no set dressing, like you said. That's what it was like.
None of the locations were set dressing, because Jersey, all those tires.
They think it was a chop shop. You know, and the thing was, the first day I got there, the place was weird, but it's the middle of the day. It's bright out, whatever. And I found like 5 funeral cards in different places.
Cards?
Like some lady kept them in her desk or something. Like it was weird, but there was like one placed on a window, and I just kept walking around, and I'd find like another funeral card.
Oh no!
I was like, "This is bizarre."
That's a good sign.
And then it was like, actually, I'll tell you a quick story. I tried to tell this once another time at some Q&A, and I totally blew it. So I want to get it right. But like, that night, I had only like 2 things to shoot, and I thought I was going to get out of it, and I didn't. I was there till like 5 a.m. to shoot one thing, and they couldn't get to me at all. And I went into this little room. They had like an editing bay that they'd turn the room into, and they put all their their digital copies. They'd save it on the laptop there, whatever they just shot, blah blah blah. And I was left alone in there, and I had the forethought to bring a sleeping bag, so I was like wrapped up in there in the dark. And they're always having electrical problems at that spot. And so like the whole night they were just yelling at the electrician. It was like, is it on? Is it working? Is it on? That's all I could hear in the distance. And I couldn't go to sleep. And I swear to God, I almost lost my mind.
So you had a lot of fun on the shoot.
That first day was weird as hell, man. I'm not going to lie. I was like this close to like walking around the streets of Trenton, New Jersey like a crazy person. Because I was like, I don't know what got into me. I think I just wanted to leave early, and then that didn't happen. and I was finding those funeral cards, and it was just weird, and the energy was
You're like, I'm gonna die
weird.
here.
Yeah. This is where it ends.
And
Where it ends.
so I had a good intro, but the truth is, like Samantha said, that set was so chill, and people were so fun and nice. And David in
Yeah.
particular, because when you're in that kind of position, like David is, where you are kind of the star, like it is what it is. Like he's just a freaking friendly, funny guy, and it's like
Yeah.
it makes everything chiller.
100%. 100%. So this question, I think, Smith, I think you started to actually talk about this a little bit, but because this was the terrifying thing for you, but what was the process like for the prosthetics when like Art ate your face, and how long did it take? Was he like trying to remove them? Did it hurt? Things like that. So what was that kind of scene for you?
I think I only shot one day with that coverage.
Yeah.
So I did the head mold, or the face
Yeah.
cast, and
Yeah.
that took like 25 minutes. But I at the time had never done it, was semi claustrophobic, so that I almost had a panic attack, because I was like literally breathing through a straw at one point.
Yep.
But then I
Yep.
remember hearing Damien going like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, and I can't like say yes, but I was like like this.
Yeah.
But then we did it the second time, and it was so easy. I mean, because we just recast second film, and it was totally fine. I think I was only scared because I didn't know Damien, I didn't know where I was, so I was like always anticipating like to get murdered.
Yeah.
So that was fine. But then, ironically, and I think I tried to tell this story, but putting it on was fine. It wasn't as brutal as Dave. Like it took like probably like an hour and a half.
No,
But
that's not too
once
bad.
it was on. But here's the screwed up thing. It's very easy to get off because we took a hiatus because it was like December. So we were filming before, and then January came around. I had just gotten back from Nicaragua, and for some reason I was back for like 3 days, and I don't know what happened, but I think I had like a bug, like I got sick or something. So I show up to set, I'm totally fine, but as soon as I'm in the makeup chair and the hair chair, I start getting feverish. I'm like, oh no, something's going on. I'm like sweating. I'm like running to the bathroom every 10 minutes. Like I'm dying. I can't even stand up. I'm about to faint. Like the scene we did the eyes gouging out. I literally couldn't stand for 3 seconds without falling to the ground. So Damien's like, we only have 2 times to get this. And I'm like, I can't stand Damien. I was like, I gotta run to the bathroom. So it's like that's the whole thing. But the whole time I'm sweating. The mask is melting off. So it was easy to get it off. Because literally I was sweating, and like literally it probably was like 103-degree fever or something. But that was like, I remember that day Damien's like, I think I have to send you home. And I was like, we don't have the money for this. I'm not going. I was like, we're going to fucking film this thing, and I'm going to go home. But yeah, so it's fine. I mean, I can't complain. David had that thing on for however many shoot days they had that on. And yeah, it's like the process at least is an hour and a half, 2 hours just on. And usually it's that long to take it off.
Yeah.
It took me like 2 seconds to take mine off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the whole process.
Wow.
But this time we used something different, like a different material. Hard to get it off, but it was a lot easier and lighter this time. More, you can move your face more than the last one.
So you don't feel as like claustrophobic, and
yeah, you could. It actually, your face is able to. It actually feels like your face. It's very weird. Like before, you could feel it because it was like thick. This one, it felt like a sponge, and it felt like your face, which was kind of terrifying, but also cool. Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I never wore it after I got the cast for the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had to sit through the same exact thing, and I remember telling myself I can be a little bit claustrophobic, not really, but if I get in my head, it happens. And I remember being like, "Hey, look, man, if you freak out, just rip it off." And I was fun. That kind of calmed me down, but it went on for a while.
Yeah.
And like it was like an hour and a half, whatever it was. And the last 10 minutes, I was like, I'm gonna rip this fucking thing off, man. Like I was just starting to get to me, but I like knew I had to sit it out. But right up into those last 10 minutes, I was fine. I was like, it's gonna take a while, whatever. And then I just was like, okay,
like
this is taking way too
anticipation of
long.
knowing it's coming to an end.
Yeah. And but like, so that was the only deal I had to deal with. I never had to deal with anything else. So it worked out fine. So I'll say this: the funniest thing is I didn't see Dave's face for a month. So
Oh, good point.
yeah, I never saw. I was always coming and going and whatever. And so one night, Damien gave us both a ride back to the ferry from Seaview, and he got in the car, and I couldn't look at him. He was freaking me out because, like, for some reason, I thought he had a sharp nose, like Art does. And he's got like kind of a button nose, and so he
Totally
just kept
normal,
talking
yeah.
to me.
Button nose.
And I was like, I can't look at you, man. It's freaking me out. Like, it was such a weird twist of things because, like, I'd literally been talking to the guy for a month with that makeup on.
Mhm.
And the first time I saw him, I was just like, I don't believe you. You're not real. This is weird. That's how much he had that makeup on. He had it on all.
He had it every time. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to do that.
It's like a 4 to 6 hour process.
Yeah, and then shooting for a long day, and then having to, and I felt bad for Damien because Damien is like producing, directing, and writing the whole thing, doing all the VFX and like all the makeup, everything. So he has to get there before everyone. He has to do that in 3 hours. Then he has to like take everyone out of it. Then he's directing and doing everything. It's like I swear to God, he like does not sleep when he's making these movies. It's kind of insane how devoted he is and how much he like does.
He's amazing.
Actually,
and his mood,
admirable.
yeah, and his mood never changed.
No, he's always amazing. He like never gets mad.
Yeah.
And like if he gets mad, he's just like mad at himself for getting mad. You're like, you can be mad, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is from Heather McAdoo. Do you have any hobbies outside of acting, or do you collect anything in particular?
Matt.
Mm.
Oh my God.
I mean, no, I don't really have hobbies. I mean, like, not that I can like really think of, like, I go to the beach and I get in the water, or I watch TV, or I get drunk with friends. Like, my friends and I talk about that. We're like, maybe we should do something other than drink. I don't know. Let's go get drunk. So, like, I'm a
That's
pretty
hilarious.
like average person in that regard. I read a little. I watch a lot of TV. Whatever. I'm actually a political news junkie.
Oh God.
That's kind of my thing. Yeah.
You've had
Which
plenty
is
of
torture.
Yeah,
Torture.
literally.
And my wife is honestly done with it. And I gotta break free. And luckily, this turn of events, assuming it all goes to plan, which I think it will, is gonna, I think, decompress everything a little bit. So that'll be good.
Yeah, take a break. It's okay to take like a day off or 2 days off.
It's more than okay.
I'm like, you can take some time off. It's okay. It's nothing.
Totally.
Hopefully, nothing crazy changes overnight. I write. I like to read, like Matt said. Watch movies. I don't think there's any, and yeah, and I direct too. So that's the like, that's work, not a hobby. But I feel like my work is like my life. So, but in a good way. I kind of love it all. So it's. But yeah, same. Nothing like cool. I don't think. Like like I don't throw knives. Or but I want to learn that. But yeah.
Collect shrunken heads or anything like that?
No, I guess I
No.
don't do that. Oh, I do tarot. I like tarot.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That's fun. I mean, whether it's witchy to some people or your subconscious and all that stuff. But tarot's a lot of fun. I do tarot.
Yep.
With myself.
Turn that into a lucrative career.
Oh no, God no! I would feel too. I don't want to give anyone advice. I'm like, please don't listen to me. And like the thought of like steering someone wrong or saying the wrong thing would just like destroy me. I can like guide myself in the wrong way, but no one else knows.
So speaking of tarot cards, have you both considered? You're probably going to be learning about it right at the same time I'm asking the question. Have you both considered coming to the ATCAS, that's the Art Clown Appreciation Society meetup in Salem, Mass. this year?
Next year.
I'm sorry, next year. Yeah. 6 months ago.
We aren't doing shit right now.
Yeah. What are the dates, Carrie? I forget. September
September 16th to the 19th.
September
That is
16th
so
to 19th.
cool.
So you're officially invited. So you don't have to answer right now.
Hell yes. Depending on
But
like
if you
what's
want.
going on in that month when it comes, but
Yeah.
I mean that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I saw that earlier when I reactivated Facebook. I
Oh,
saw
did you?
that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I saw that because I was like, look at it was all. I thought this. By the way, this group is awesome. I like got off a lot of social media, so I didn't have Facebook, and then I love it. But yeah, that's.
Thanks. Yeah. Good folks.
I mean, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. I mean, Salem's not too far from me anyway.
no, you can
Couple hour
drive.
drive.
Yeah. You can drive for sure.
So,
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I like the idea of it. Sure. I mean, I don't know what the
Did
hell I'm going
everyone
to be
else say yes?
doing. Well, I don't know
Did
what the hell I'm
Damien
going to be doing in a year from now. You
Yeah,
know?
right. Who knows? But
True.
So I don't want to do a hard commit, but I hope to be there.
yeah, I think Damien and Mike, Levy, and probably get David and
Yeah.
a couple more
That's so
folks.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, obviously everybody's invited. So I know that people already booked hotel rooms and stuff. So that's good.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah. It'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Okay, this one is from Jackie Barber. How tense were you filming that scene? As I was tense watching it, thinking, "Oh my God, he is going to jump out on them."
I think that was
Which
the
scene?
hallway.
Any scene?
The hallway scene.
Oh, the
Our
hallway
scene.
Our
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
I mean, it's acting.
Yeah.
It's funny. Are we talking about the hallway scene?
I
When
think
the hair and I
so.
are stuck in
Yeah.
the hallway and then he
When
comes
you
and
get
knocks
hit
me
in the
out.
face, or
When he
they're
jumps out,
doing this
yeah.
thing?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
All I think about with that scene is how I got to learn to run on camera better. Because if you watch me run out of that room to find that, so this is
There's like a shot of me, and it looks like I'm barely hitting the door, and I'm like, I was wailing on that thing, but I was wailing on it, and then the thing with, I was tense. Matt, do you remember this? I started hitting the door, and the thing started to crack, and Damien's like, "You can't do that. We can't crack the door." So there's a shot in the movie where it looks like I'm like
I
barely
do remember
hitting
that
it,
actually.
Oh my God. So you guys would have been dead.
Yeah.
You guys would have been dead in like a minute, right?
I would turn around
Yeah,
and make it
totally.
with the thing. Let's be real. I would have like.
You wouldn't have got that far.
No, I
No, good point.
it's crazy because I didn't know how all that was going to look because David's not near me when he swings the thing or he stomps my face, and it turned out great, and I don't have enough on-screen experience. I was like, is this going to look real? It was like he was like, it's
tense.
crazy how you can shoot it, in such a way that, whatever. But yeah, that's.
I got tense.
That's all I think about is my.
Oh, sorry, keep going.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was gonna say all I think about is my duck waddle run when I think of that sequence because that's all
I
I
love how
see.
we're all watching ourselves as actors. We're like, what the hell are we doing there? I got tense because I think I always get nervous when you're doing like stunts when you're with someone else. So like I think I had to like stab his eye. And you have to like make it believable. Obviously, we were doing it very safely, but it's always like nerve wracking because you're like, I know to stop my hand, but God forbid I don't stop my hand. And like that's like what's tense, I think, when acting is just trying to do it safely.
Yeah.
But yeah, with me, I don't care. But like when I'm trying to, do an action towards someone else, it could be could be tense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and breaking the door and cracking it was tense. But in terms of like, it's David in the costume. Like we were like,
Yeah.
He's probably making jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
We exactly. We were making. I've said before. We have videos that either disappeared, or we have some that I don't think Damien will ever let us release because it will ruin probably Art the Clown. Or people would love it, but it's just like it was a lot of fun. So it wasn't that scary to film.
And then someone mentioned the 911 call scene, which is my favorite scene of what I do, and that was easy because it's like Damien's dialogue is pretty good. I mean, he's got all these specialties.
Yeah.
But his dialogue's very down to earth. Those are all his words. I wasn't I mean, you can make some stuff your own on film, and most directors I don't think will care that much. Like, just to make it sound a little more natural to you. I didn't have to do that at all, and that's just such a fun rip. Just laying in, screaming at that phone is just fun. So that was a lot of fun to shoot.
Yeah, I posted that. It's actually posted in the group, and as I was posting it, I was watching it, and I was like, yeah, that whole sequence with you guys was really great. It really was. There was a lot of, everything just worked. Everything just clicked. Like, it just flowed really well. It was realistic. I don't know, it was very real, which was good. It was authentic. So it worked
David
really,
knows
really
how to
well.
build the tension too. Like,
Mhm.
I remember seeing it and I was like, holy, this is
Yeah.
not what I expected. Because there was like no money,
Mhm.
and we like I said, Damon's doing him things. So usually when you don't have like the resources, things can suffer. Not in this case.
Yep.
Like, I was so amazed, like seeing that final end thing, like knowing that was all like all of us coming together collectively as artists, but like Damien like really mapping all of that out and like doing that tension. And like I haven't seen like the ability of someone to like scare you but also make you laugh hysterically like all at the same moment. Like that's a difficult skill to have and to do and to execute. And like I'm laughing and I'm terrified, and I think that's what makes it so enjoyable. It's because you're just constantly being thrown around emotionally.
I was tense from the introduction when he was putting his little hat on and everything. I mean, right there, you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, what is going on? Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, ugh, yeah. It's all, yeah, it's all wild. But yeah, it was, yeah, a lot of fun. But nah, a lot of fun to shoot.
A lot of fun to shoot.
Melissa Reigel asks, what is your favorite kill in Terrifier? Also, Art has lots of toys in his bag. What would you pick if he made you choose?
I honestly, what's been demented of me to say because of the scene I have with Samantha is that crazy flying, surgeon blade chain that he wrecks her up with. I mean, that's one of my favorite things. I don't really have a favorite kill, I think, as much as I love that. I know that it's kind of, I don't know, feels odd saying that directly to Samantha. I love when you were just totally shredded.
What, I think whipped?
But
is that scene?
Yeah, like the whip chain thing. I mean, that thing is so imaginative.
It was like there wasn't metal on it, but it was like a whip. Like, hit me, make this real.
You could feel that, yeah.
Yeah, but
and how funny is David?
In the adrenaline, you don't even feel it.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you're like, oh, I just got some marks on me.
Right.
But you're like, to do it so I don't have to act. Like, Yeah.
Yeah.
You like
that? How funny is David with that thing?
What?
Yeah, how funny is David with the thing though? He's like,
yeah.
He's like, I mean, it's just like, it speaks exactly what you said. Like you're. Huh?
Yeah, that's good.
That's probably the toy I'd use. I agree with you on that. In that regard.
Yeah. It's such a cool, nutty thing.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And yeah, David fling around are priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
What was the kill? I probably. Oh God, I mean, they all were. The one that's most memorable is Catherine's, just because I've seen that before.
That's the scene.
We've seen like the head smashed in, and which is still every time it's just horrifying, and it was so well done in this. But I think the thing where you see things for the first time and someone do it, and then like barely even cutting away, because I think a lot of films fake it, right? You hear it happening, you don't really see it. Like that kind of is always the shocking ones for me. It's like, and then it's like, what else hasn't been done and what else is next type of thing. Yeah.
That one we
actually, what was most shocking? Tara, when she got shot in the face.
No, yeah, that was, because that's not, to that point, it wasn't, it was very unexpected.
I thought she was going to live.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get out.
Rules, didn't he?
Broke the rules, right. So it was unexpected for sure, yeah.
But then he told us that there were no rules in Art the Clown World.
Clearly.
Evidently not, no.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
All right, this one is from Tori Stevens Howell. This is for both you two. Did filming this movie give you any overall anxiety or mental trauma residual? Meaning, did it scare you enough that you still get scared or bothered by the time you filmed it? I could only imagine if it was me, the PTSD I would have.
Nope.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, but someone asked the question, I think I saw in the comments about, like, what did you feel when you first saw Art?
Mhm.
You know, when you first laid eyes on him.
Oh no.
And I just think
Love.
he's so badass looking.
Yeah.
Like, I think in real life, I'd be like, I want to hang out with that guy. Like, I don't know, like, it just like, if for some reason it doesn't freak me out. I'm like, that is cool, man. Like,
You
that's
never
just
were freaked out by clowns?
not really, no. I mean,
Really interesting.
the poltergeist one, like everybody has that poltergeist one, the one that flies around the room, right?
Yeah.
Anybody who's around that age, anyway.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I know what you're
so I
talking about,
have a little bit of that, like, clowns freak me out, but overall, no, they don't.
See, the original It, that like did it to me. Like,
Yeah.
the clown, like, come down here, we all float stuff. That, like, I was like, no, thank you. And it's like, also, you just don't know what's underneath the mask.
Pennywise, yeah,
But
it's pretty scary.
Sure.
no, I mean, I mean, like, look, you would think that if you were acting in an Art the Clown movie, you'd probably have PTSD, but I think it's the opposite because you start to see how all the pieces are made. And you also start to meet the faces behind the mask. And so it takes away that.
That's true.
Not to say, the ironic thing is when I watched the movie, I was still scared.
Mhm.
The experience within itself, but to make it was, I think it was the opposite.
I mean, I always kind of appreciated the craft of horror, in part because, like, it's like I see, like, your tats there, and like every sleeve tattoo dude that I know loves horror, and like there's a lot of dudes like that, or people like that, I should say.
Don't
not just dudes, like,
stereotype me,
Hey,
man.
excuse me, I've got stuff I'm working on my sleeve.
That's not quite a sleeve.
She
That's
likes
not quite a
horror.
sleeve.
Get
But my point is that I love a lot of people like that. I've bartended on the Lower East of Manhattan, and my two favorite mentor bartenders were these, like, huge horror fans. So I'd always appreciated it, and it was really awesome and not traumatizing to watch Damien go to work. It was really quite unbelievable to be right there for that. You know, like he had this, like, rule, whatever, just notebook that he had everything in, and he just had it all in his head.
He had
And
a vision.
He had a clear vision. And I'll tell you a quick funny story about it is that, like, there's the scene at the very beginning where the girl's like, he's creepier than the clown. And that's in the script. So I was like, he was shooting me somewhere in there, and like it's somewhere, I can't remember what part of the sequence it was, but like it was just me. He was just doing a B-roll, kind of like me, and I was like trying to look scarier. Like I was like, I don't know what I was doing, and he just like he didn't direct you very much, right, Samantha? He didn't direct you. Like he just let you kind of do your thing.
Yeah, he creates a space to allow you to.
Yeah, and he just like called cut, and he was like, what are you doing right now? And I was like, well, like, I don't know. I thought maybe we were like doing a head fake, like I'm the bad guy, not really Art, like I don't know. And he just goes, no, don't do that. And I was like, okay. And it's just like that's just my favorite story.
Not that.
Yeah, he was like, just I cast you for a reason. Let's just go with your face. And so,
I think I think that
you're like, so I was like a creepy murderer.
Yeah. The interesting thing you say, and this is so true, and you guys have probably been to the cons and stuff like that. I mean, the horror community, and like even like they are the sweetest people, and it's just like everybody's like so into like it's the craziest, like scariest things, and they're the nicest people you'll ever meet are horror people. They really are. I mean, it's you go to these cons
on like Instagram.
They're so sweet.
Yeah. No, it's really funny. Very true.
It's ironic.
It is true, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's like a weird thing. I think if you're like into horror in a weird way, or you're into like you're acting part of yourself that you're not storing away. You know, like
Right.
releasing it in the thing. So
for
it's
sure.
not like you're hiding anything.
Right.
So maybe me and you, Matt, are hiding something that we need to.
I mean, totally.
Yeah.
So I'm a moody jerk. It'd probably be nicer if I wasn't.
If you want
I don't
horror.
know.
Yeah.
Totally. Me too. Same.
Is it my turn? Oh, sorry. All right, here's a little kind of off topic. Carl Goodwin, what's your favorite? Well, the question is favorite fast food chain, or favorite food, because it looks like he says everything else seems to be covered. So there you go. Off topic, but maybe not.
I'm a McDonald's guy.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, Wendy's is a close second, but I think I'm just a good old fashioned McDonald's fries guy.
He'll be happy with that answer.
And I don't know. My favorite food is probably freaking ice cream. Man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. I grew up eating McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese and fries, and then I do like Wendy's too. Like there was a time where you used to get the baked potato with the.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The loaded baked potato.
All
Yeah.
the toppings, the bacon and the cheese. But I pasta probably because I grew up with pasta.
Yeah.
You have a vowel at the end of your name.
Yeah, it's good.
Right. Yeah. You can't
I'm
get
not
away
Italian
from it.
at all.
You can't get away
It's
from
so
it.
good. Come on, it's so good.
It is.
You can do anything with it, and it's cheap.
That's true.
This one's from Kimberly Boger. I love this movie and I would love to win some art swag. What is your favorite horror icon other than art?
I don't know.
Ooh, I Scream. I don't know why. I like the Scream, that whole franchise.
Yeah.
Is that an icon? I guess it's an icon.
Yeah.
Horror icon.
Ghostface killer.
Yeah, that mask.
I don't know why. I think the first movie was brilliant. I like rewatched it recently, and I was like, maybe I don't know if that's like everyone feels that way in the horror fandom, but I really thought the first one was just good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing it in the theater, and I remember being like, and like I said, I'm not like a huge horror guy, never was, and I remember just freaking loving it at the time, you know.
Scream.
Yeah, the first one in particular.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew Drew Barrymore was gonna get off, and like that when they do something like that and you're not expecting it, I was like, boom,
They
I'm
killed
in,
her. Yeah, right away. Yeah.
cool. You know, and like. And that was talk about building suspense. That was legit. But I think I don't know. I think it's funny. I don't think I've ever watched it all the way through. But I love Leatherface because it's just so bonkers, man. It's like, and yet to me, kind of believable. I don't know why, but it's like I kind of believe that if you went in you turned down the wrong country road, you would possibly run into that guy. And
it reminded me of Wrong Turn.
Wrong Turn, yeah, it was a lot like that.
That movie scared the crap out of me.
That was a scary movie for sure.
That was like, because you just said wrong turn and literally they take a wrong turn.
Yeah,
and cannibals and
yeah.
Wait, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on a true story?
Yep, Ed Gein.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
The first serial killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you though. That I think that's a close second for me because if you want to talk about movies that scared the out of me, but that I couldn't stop watching. Yeah.
Like I just, I grew up with Freddy Krueger and Jason.
Oh God,
Freddy Krueger, they were so ubiquitous. In the '80s, growing up, I mean, they were everywhere. And I just always thought Leatherface was cooler. That's what I always think about. I'm like, that guy's kind of
Freddy
cool.
Krueger actually was one that messed me up. I could not watch that all the way through, and I could not sleep for a long time thinking that. Yeah.
David talks about Freddy Krueger a lot too as kind of a scary horror icon. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's a big Robert Englund fan.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What was that other movie called? After Darkness. I think there's a horror film where like when they're in town, and when it gets dark, that's when the thing. It's like a
Oh,
tooth
they come
fairy.
out.
Yeah, and she comes out. That also, I could not sleep without lights
Hmm.
on. Oh God, there's a whole lot. Anyway, I've seen. Okay, yeah, maybe we've seen a lot. Okay. I'm not sleeping tonight.
Let's see. So this one's from Toriana McLeod. I have a question for you both. How is your face, ma'am? And how is your head, sir?
It's a great question. How's your head?
My head's fine.
You did get knocked pretty
I'll,
hard.
I'll tell you another quick little background about that is I stupidly showed up to the first day with a shaved head, and when I got the cast, I didn't have a shaved head.
Oh, interesting.
And
Oh.
Damien
We didn't know that.
was like, "Oh, that's not good," and I was like, "Shit." I felt really bad, but that's how chill he is. He was like, "Nah, I'll just fix it," and he was like annoyed, but that was about it. And he did. He fixed it.
Fix it in post.
Wait, that's funny.
No, he had to sit there. He had to take the frickin' hairs out.
Yeah.
He put hair in the
Oh my
frickin' thing, and he had to
God,
take
that's
them out
crazy.
and not
no,
ruin
Damien.
the whole thing.
Oh,
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. He never
Like it
told
like a
anyone
chicken.
Yeah.
oh my
Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So
That's hilarious.
yeah,
My
head
face
was
is fine, I think.
yeah, same here.
Look at that. You heard it here first, ATCAS, folks.
We're still here.
Yeah.
And Samantha, how's your face?
I think
It's okay.
good. Yeah, it's fine.
It was
I mean, wait till you see it in the next film.
right. After a clown ate it, but other than that, it's fine.
Oh God.
Well, we
Gets
saw
better
the
and better.
pictures of you with the teeth, getting the teeth molded. So interesting to see what happens there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Damien definitely went for it. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's like dipped. It's like worse.
You'll see.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if it's worse or better. It's up to you and what you think is worse.
Sure.
But I think it's awesome all around. But yeah, I had to get teeth molded, and that was fun.
Someone just posted getting them exclusives. That's right. It's how we roll. It's how we roll up here.
All right. This one's from Adam Champion. This is from Matthew. What was going through your head, no pun intended, the first time you met Art the Clown on set? I think you already covered that though.
I did a little bit. Like I said, my reaction was, "This is cool," and I would say, I didn't know what was going to happen with the movie. It was low budget. It was probably still one of the better projects I'd worked on personally. At least with an in-depth role. Like I've been on, higher budget stuff, but like as a background actor or like a feature or some, whatever, nothing. So I felt okay about it, but when I saw him, I was like, this could really freaking be something, because he was just so iconic at first sight, So that actually was my real first reaction. I was like, this movie can suck, and this guy will still be popular. Like he's that freaking scary. And I wasn't too worried about the movie. I thought it was going to be good. I had no idea it was going to be that good. And I think the thing that clinched it for me was that whole Paul Wiley deal, man. Because having worked on a lot of stuff that's lower budget, and I think this actually has a lot to do with Damien and also the random guy who was the sound guy. I wish I could remember his name. But the sound design is just great.
That's really good.
I've been on so many projects that have nice writing and decent concepts behind them, and then the sound sucks, and it just doesn't feel like you're watching something professional.
Yeah.
And
big difference.
And with Paul Wiley's soundtrack, it was just like, I remember when we saw it at Lincoln Center, I was just like, holy shit, this is so good, and like I couldn't believe it. Like I was just like I said, I felt positive about it. I was like, this is going to be cool, whatever. And I thought Art was going to be iconic in some way because he's so badass looking. But I really bugged when I saw it in Lincoln Center with the sound. I was like, this is the real deal.
Yeah, it makes
I have that song as my ringtone, so when I get woken up in the middle of the night,
That's
people on
awesome.
call, it scares the shit out of me every time.
Wait, that's awesome.
It's terrible. I gotta change it, but I love it.
Yeah, it's 'cause it's great.
Embrace it.
My husband's like, ah!
Paul just put some new stuff out too. I think I thought I saw something or heard something on Instagram. It looked like it was pretty cool. He just put some new stuff out. He's good. He's great.
Yeah.
Did you guys both see? Were you exposed to All Hallows Eve before or during or after filming or anything like that? So had you ever seen Mike Giannelli's portrait of Art the Clown in the previous movie?
I think I actually did see it once.
Did you?
I don't think. I think it was like. I think it was probably before we started filming, and then I like being, scared about anything that I watch. I was like, I can't watch this. So
Yeah.
I just blacked it out. But
yeah.
I mean, Damien definitely threw me a link to something to be like, hey, this is what I've done, and this is what this is based off of. So I was familiar with it.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I have a buddy who knows Mike Giannelli.
Yeah.
And so I was through him. I told him about it, and I remember like whatever checking it out with my buddy on his phone. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know Mike," and because he's a Staten Island guy, he's another actor I know.
Right. Yeah.
And it was just so like I had seen it, but honestly, Giannelli is cool. It's kind of like, have you ever watched Manhunter with who the hell is it? It's the there's Red Dragon with Ray Fiennes.
Right. Okay.
You know that the prequel to
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs, and Manhunter is the one from the '80s, made by Michael Mann.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I love it. And Brian Cox plays Hannibal.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like him in it because freaking Anthony Hopkins is just perfect. But I love watching him do it. It's a different take.
I'll have to check that out.
Hannibal's much more human, and it's interesting as hell. And so I felt the same way with Giannelli. I was like, this is a cool little take. But I am, and I'm sure I'm biased, I am of the conviction that Dave perfected it. So yeah, I was familiar with it, and I did think, well, this is cool. This has got a lot of potential.
Yeah, I mean that's when I personally first learned about Art the Clown, was watching that movie. But I think Mike did an awesome job setting up that character, and I think David did a great job evolving it and taking it to where it is today. So I think between the two of them, they did such a great job. I mean, hats off to both of them. Little hats off.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's funny because I remember my conversation with my friend Chris, the guy who knew him. He said, "Oh man, he's such an idiot," because Giannelli had bitched to him about the makeup.
Yeah.
And was like, "I can't fucking do this thing. It's just too much makeup."
Oh my god, it was nothing compared to it. Yeah.
And Chris is like, "What a jackass, man! He had this thing locked up." But anyway.
That makeup's a thing though, dude. That's
totally.
Like,
for sure.
Jim Carrey, they talked about having to like give him like torture classes because he had to do like 60 something days or maybe more.
Oh my god.
And how many hours he was in the makeup chair.
I
did this thing recently and I was like, it's hard doing one day because even just taking it off, putting it on, it rips you. It like messes up your skin a little bit. But do it every day.
I totally know what you're talking about. He worked with the Navy SEAL. And he taught him techniques to deal with torture.
Oh wow!
when he was the Grinch, right? And
Don't give me the makeup, whatever you do, not the makeup.
I know, literally.
But he said he'd be sitting there on set all day, and he'd be sitting there, and he'd use the technique, and like the technique would be to like slam yourself in the leg.
Oh my god!
So he'd just be sitting there on set, and people be working, and he'd just be like, "Oh, bam!" and like, like everyone was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like,
oh no, that's
but like, yeah, that I totally know what you're talking about. That's funny.
You're up, Sean.
I am.
Adam Champion.
This is to both of you guys. Have you got time to game? And will you be getting the new PS5 or the new Xbox? I think we kind of covered it, but throwing that out there. No, not so much. Okay.
Wait, are you talking about video games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
have
you're-
the current ones. I'm an N64 girl.
Oh, okay.
I like the old systems. I'm like, give me some Zelda or Ocarina of Time or like Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
But I have that system and I had to put it away because I'll be up till like all hours just playing it. But
I thought one
I
of
have
you
like
might be a closeted gamer for sure.
Oh, I have a hardcore like no more games rule. Otherwise, I get nothing done. It's
Right.
disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need another time wasting
Yeah.
activity. But those things are elaborate. I remember I had a
Yeah, they
cousin
are.
who had to crash with me when he was moving to the city, and he crashed with me for like 3 months, and he bought his, I think it was his Xbox. He was playing Skyrim,
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
which is super elaborate.
it's really
And
elaborate.
I would just get baked, and I would watch him play, and it was like entertaining. It was, I mean, it was like,
You would watch?
it was
I
so
couldn't watch. I'd
Oh my
wanna
God.
play.
well, I was just more intrigued by the whole world building.
Mhm.
You know, I think maybe as a creative person, I was kind of blown away. I mean, like, if I'm not mistaken, he had to like go to wizarding school for like 3
Oh
hours,
my God.
and I'm like, oh, what are you doing, man? Like, it was like,
They're like movies now,
So-
though. I'm like, it's
Yeah.
so realistic. It's kind
oh
of
yeah,
creepy.
totally.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
pretty intense.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto used to be one of my favorites too.
No, yeah.
Vice
So
City.
crazy. So crazy.
So,
All right,
I
this
grew
one.
up with 2 brothers, so that's why I had
Oh,
all
yeah.
the systems.
You have
growing
no
up.
choice. Yep.
I had no choice. I loved it.
All right, this one's from Jennifer Renee Cardona. Hey, Samantha and Matthew, what is it about your role in the movie that you like the most, and how do you prepare for such a role in a horror film?
I like that my guy is just a regular guy. I love that, and like there wasn't, you know, it's going back to the Damien story about, you know, don't do too much. It was like, it was just playing it straight, and it worked out lovely. I love that dude. He's just a regular dude, that guy I played, you know, and he's in a crazy situation.
Yeah.
But I am from the tri-state area of New York, and he's kind of like supposed to be an exterminator from Long Island, and I feel like I know guys like that who, in a tough situation, would be able to step up, but they're just like a regular guy,
Mhm.
you know. So that I love that character. I really do. He's cool. Is that the question?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think so.
I think for me, it's just accepting that you're going to do ridiculous things and don't question them. Just own it. And then, like, literally, like, just be prepared for anything. Because a lot of it is just like, I feel like for horror films, you just keep up your stamina. It's like not even like, because sometimes you don't have the time to really like try to, you know, go in deep, and you have to just go and go and go and go and do crazy, like, physical things. And I think the hardest thing is as an actor, I feel like, is to like let go and to be fully present without like being in your head. And I think it's just like trying to get to that place and just trust your director and the other actors in the scene. But yeah.
I mean, all the women had to do just wild shit, you know. So that was pretty crazy to have to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
I
you?
like that you let Tara in to go to the bathroom. That was nice of you.
Yeah, that was really nice.
I thought maybe you were going to do something horrible to her, but no, you were actually trying to protect her.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, that was
kind.
the idea, though, right? But, you know, I was a creepy creeper, but I'm really just a nice guy.
You're like, hurry up, come on, hurry up.
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah.
This one is from AJ Molina and Lawrence Malenko. They kind of asked the same question, and this is for Samantha. So, what was it like to see Art wear the cat lady skin while you were in the cabinet looking out the peephole?
Oh, you mean when he was doing his little
Yeah.
dance?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if we shot those separately.
I was gonna say you might not have, but if you were,
Yeah.
I think we.
if you were the
shot those
character, what would you?
separately. But
Yeah.
I was there. No, I mean,
Were
like,
you?
we shot them separately, so I wasn't
Yeah.
in the room, but I was there when he was
Okay.
filming it. And it
Oh,
was,
that's
by the way, cold as shit that night.
I bet. Yeah.
Like, so David was like pretty much naked,
Yeah.
and it was freezing, and we were in an abandoned warehouse, and
Yeah.
there was no heat.
Yeah.
So I think for him it was terrible. For me, I was laughing my ass off. But yeah, I think we shot separately, so I wasn't like actually looking at anything.
Yeah.
And if I was at some point, I've clearly blacked it out.
So if you could go into your character and you were you stuck in that closet looking through a peephole, what do you think your character would have thought? Victoria would have thought of that. But that'd been
I would have
probably
I'm dead.
terrifying, right?
I'm done. I'm dead. I mean, if someone like literally has skinned someone alive and is now
Wearing it.
parading it around, I honestly probably would have had a heart attack. I would have been like, you know what, just kill me, but just
That'd
don't
be
skin
it.
me.
Right.
Yeah. Or at least kill me
Just
and
come
then
out like,
skin
I'm
me.
done. I'm done. Just kill me.
Yeah. I probably would
Yeah.
have killed myself and been like, now you can skin me. Like,
Totally.
And there was a part where he popped right into the peephole, right? With his eye, too?
Poke him in the eye.
Yeah, poke him in the eye.
Honestly, I would be scared. Honestly, if that really happened, if it wasn't a movie, I'd be a little bitch. Like, I mean, I probably would fight more. You know, I wouldn't go back into the building, and I would turn around and hit him with the thing. You know, but
Yeah.
I don't think I would have stood a chance.
One of my favorite scenes was I don't know how this was shot too, but when you were on the other side of the door and he stuck the horn through the door and honked it at you. That was like one of my favorite scenes. I thought that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
When he was-
Also, why would I sit there and
Right.
turn around and stay there? That's why I said, and when you're making horror film, you just accept everything.
Right.
But yeah, the honking. Oh, he
Yeah.
terrorized my character.
Yeah.
He terrorized me.
Yeah.
He was so irritated with you right there because you're trying to get away from him.
Even when he hits you with the car and he's dancing, that's one of
Yeah.
my favorite moments.
Oh,
That is my his.
I love that. Yeah.
It's
It's
like,
so good.
you know, you're trying. When I saw that, especially because
Yeah.
when you know Dave, and
Yeah.
you're like in the theater and everyone's like quiet, and I'm
Yeah.
just like covering my mouth so I don't burst out in hysterics. Like,
Oh, I was laughing when he was over me and he was eating my face to the point where they had to put blood in my mouth. And I really was like, and it was late, and I was like, you really need to stop laughing. We need to get this shot. Like, they would like literally be over me, and I just feel him breathing. And I'm like, just please don't laugh. We just take, because then once the blood's on your face, you're screwed.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
really funny.
That was hard to stay, to not break in those moments when he was like this close to me.
Yeah. That's awesome. So good.
All right. We have a few from John Ruff. For both the guests, Matthew and Samantha, what was your first music concert?
I think I know that.
mine was Blues Traveler at Roseland Ballroom in Manhattan. I made out with Karen Hurley.
That's amazing.
More exclusives here.
I'm not kidding. I hit a 3-point shot to beat Pauling in a Christmas tournament, and I went straight to the city and saw that concert and made out with Karen Hurley. It was a good day, man.
That's more epic than mine.
Yeah.
I went with two friends it was interesting. It was Counting Crows open for, oh my God. Why am I blanking on his name?
We're really dating ourselves here.
I'm dating myself. What's it? John Mayer.
Oh.
It was weird though. They opened for John Mayer, yeah.
That is weird.
I don't know where it was. And it was like a last minute concert that I went. I think, yeah, but that was like my earliest.
In New York?
I think it was like in Jersey or something. It was like outside of the city. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I was super young when I did that, yeah. Not super young, but young enough. Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a long time ago.
No making out with boys at that concert, no.
No. Well, good. You were a good girl.
Maybe. There's just no options. No kidding. Okay.
Halloween or Christmas, and why?
No.
Oh.
That's
As a kid,
not for me.
Christmas. As an adult, Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could go with that a little bit because Halloween is so interesting. You know,
I love that month though. The month of October.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's fall in the city or anywhere for that matter, you go, or not anywhere, because fall in the city and like the coats and the spookiness of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you guys come to the ATCAS thing in Salem, September and October are great. You'll
I've been to
Yeah,
Salem before, but I want to go again. I like witches. I like that type of stuff. So I'm all about Salem. Spooky. But yeah.
He also says, thank you both for your parts in making the best horror film and making horror fun again.
Oh, thank you guys
Cool.
for being awesome fans. Am I allowed to curse on this? Just like,
Yeah.
I keep like censoring myself, but then like sort of saying it, so it's pointless.
Should have heard Damien on here. Oh my god.
Okay, good. Davey was cursing.
fine, that's
Great,
fine.
love it. Okay.
No, he was pretty behaved. He was a good boy. Cool. Well, guys, thanks so much for spending the time with us. I mean, we had a lot of fun. I know that the fans have been commenting and questions, so everybody's super excited. And thanks so much again. You guys spoil us all the time, so we appreciate it.
Thank you guys. This is awesome.
Yeah, we really.
It's
It's
like a
awesome.
trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I love this fan base, man. Yeah, it's like I feel very blessed that
Awesome.
you guys care about it so much. It's wild.
Yeah, and we hope to see you in Salem too, for sure.
Yeah, I'm
Sure.
definitely putting on my calendar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be so much fun.
All right.
Yep.
Matthew, I saw your cat's tail coming up there a little bit. Can you bring your cat on home?
Yeah, he's not around. I will.
his
You want me to?
little
You want me to go get him?
Sure,
I'll go get him.
for all the cat lovers.
Wrangle your animals.
Go wrangle that. I got no animals.
Oh, I see him. Give me 1 second.
I'm like, now I gotta see this cat.
And this is the part where you go, oh, thank God he's gone. We don't have to deal with him anymore.
No,
he
we can
hears
do
us
it.
all.
Oh, he's back now.
Aw,
Aw.
amazing.
My dog won't come here. Come here.
There he is.
He's like, are you still on this thing? Get off.
Yeah.
My belly rubbed.
He's a cute guy.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys
thank
again.
you.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good
I wonder
one.
how I log out of this. Do I just like exit the thing?
Yeah, I'll shut it off.
Yeah. Bye, guys.